Good morning, everyone. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, and I'm bringing you the news that you probably already have heard, and that is that the Republicans gave in, and we now have a spending bill. It's not a long term spending bill like we should have, but it'll keep the government running for a while. And the headline is Speaker Johnson bested Trump. Internet erupts after deal reached to avert shutdown. Well, here's the deal. The SAVE Act, which was in the other bill, other version of this bill that did not pass, was the act that would require um, married women, and for instance, it would require them to do a lot of maneuvering to vote in the election, or in the, I don't know if it's the upcoming election, but any election, depending on when it went into effect, if their names on their driver's license and other IDs were different than their names on their birth certificates. That was one of the things that the SAVE Act would have put into effect. The SAVE Act is the biggest joke there is. Why? Because it's already against U.S. federal law for anybody who's not a U.S. citizen to vote in an election. So why would we need a SAVE Act? Immigrants cannot vote in U.S. election unless they're naturalized. It's that simple. And that means illegal immigrants can in no way vote in a U.S. national election, local and state. Therefore, the SAVE Act was a useless piece of toilet paper that somebody wrote trying to do something that was already done and was already federal law, but to do it in the way that the maggots want it, in the way that Trump wanted it. And in this one, Trump lost again, thank God. I'll let you listen to it. It's 3 minutes long, but listen to what these asshole maggots do to criticize Mike Johnson for caving in.
Speaker Johnson bested Trump. Internet erupts after deal reached to avert shutdown. Congressional leaders have reportedly reached a deal to avoid a shutdown of the government, dealing a blow to Donald Trump, and the internet was quick to react. Trump has reportedly pushed Representative Mike Johnson, RLA, the House Speaker, to force a government shutdown, which the former president purportedly believed would help his chances in the upcoming presidential election. But that didn't stop Johnson from abandoning that approach to reach an agreement, the Associated Press reported. Also read, the simple yet powerful way Tim Walz just exposed Donald Trump. In a letter to Republican colleagues, Johnson said the budget measure would be very narrow, bare bones and include only the extensions that are absolutely necessary, AP reported. While this is not the solution any of us prefer, it is the most prudent path forward under the present circumstances, Johnson wrote. As history has taught and current polling affirms, shutting the government down less than 40 days from a fateful election would be an act of political malpractice. The internet was quick to react to the surprising news. One-time GOP insider David Frum, who worked as a speechwriter for former President George W. Bush, said in response, Speaker Johnson bested Trump first on Ukraine aid, now on shutdown. Former prosecutor Ron Filipkovsky said, just as I predicted, weak, feckless, and incompetent Mike Johnson has just surrendered again to the Democrats after Trump forced him into a public humiliation. Republicans can't govern. Democrat Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader of the United States Senate, reportedly said that this same agreement could have been done 2 weeks ago. Instead, Speaker Johnson chose to follow the McGaul way and wasted precious time. Far-right influencer Joey Manarino said, I remember when Mike Johnson became Speaker and everyone, including me, was saying how amazing he would be and what an improvement he would be over McCarthy. Trump associate Laura Loomer was the lone voice against him and saying that he'd be a Reno disappointment. I remember saying I hope Loomer is wrong this time. And alas, she wasn't wrong. As usual. Loomer herself said, I see I was right about Mike Johnson. And I see I was right about the GOP failing to protect our elections. No SAVE Act. Don't get your hopes up for the GOP. As we have seen, the GOP only knows how to fail and disappoint, she added. They can't even stop illegals from voting in our elections. Nothing has changed since 2020. The sooner you come to terms with the GOP's desire to drop the ball, the more grounded in reality you will become. It's so pathetic how inept these people are. They need to constantly lose so that they have something to fundraise over.
Laura Loomer gets the last word. Laura Loomer, in case you don't know, and you probably do because it's all over everywhere, is Trump's latest concubine. She's practically living with him down in Mar-a-Lago, and there's a lot of speculation on what's going on. She's got Trump's ear in everything he does. It's like there are some people who can't do anything without listening to other people. Well, in this case, Laura Loomer is the worm in Trump's ear that keeps telling him what to do. You know, she's the MAGA queen now, I guess you would call her. Or as I would say, the maggot queen. And you know what maggots feed on, don't you? Shit and dead meat. So there's nothing that comes out of her mouth that's not shit. That's for damn sure. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, saying, I love all of my friends and followers and family, but as far as Laura Loomer goes, fuck you, and fuck you, Donald Trump, and Mike Johnson, I don't like you at all, but I'll leave the fuck you off since you caved on the SAVE Act. To the rest of you, I say, pox and more, Jack, keep on trucking.